So how is it going, everyone? Welcome to the League of Europe. We are here for Division 3 once again. My name is Jacob, in case you don't know who I am already. And yeah, we're here for the Silverstone Grand Prix. I did just have that up, so I'll just quickly hide that for you because we need to go through a hot lap first of Silverstone. And it's actually done by the championship leader of Mr. Adri Lokdok. So there you go. That is the lap of Silverstone, as said, done by the championship leader of Mr. Adri Lokdok so far. And now we will get into qualifying, where, interesting enough, it's actually there's no rain. It's all dry. So this is about to be an interesting one. Now, I've done a few practice sessions with a few of these guys. I can definitely say for sure that Educk, Big W, Nico, all are rapid. Obviously, you've got the championship leader of Adri, who's just rapid enough as it is. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. We will have to wait and see how this goes. I don't think you guys have got any audio, so I'm going to just change that now. There you go. Yeah, there we go. So you guys should now have some audio. But we've got Mark in the chat, Gary in the chat, Ivo in the chat. Hello, hello, hello to all. Hello, hello, hello. A few people have already done their lap so far. We've got Educk, who's already set a banker of a 26.9. So like I said, he is definitely, I mean, in my opinion, as I said, it's his race to lose as such. I mean, what tyres have people done theirs on so far? So Ghost and James have both done theirs on the medium. James done a 28.3 and Ghost done a 30.1. The rest of the guys are all going on softs. It is quite an easy one stop from a soft to a medium on here. You're looking probably at a pole time to be about a 26.7 maybe, 26.8. So with Educk doing a 26.9 as his banker, we might see faster. Be interesting. Be very, very interesting. But let's just have a look. Who are currently on laps? Frey's just left the session in the pits. Craigie is on, I believe, an in lap. It would help if I probably put telemetry on. Yeah, he's on an in lap. He's just running around in 8th gear at the moment. So, as I said, on an in lap at the moment. I think the other guys are all just done their laps. Just a few doing their out laps as well. Mark said in the chat, man setting bankers Gary will be happy with. Exactly. So let me just get the championship standings up for you, just whilst a few of these guys are doing their out laps, doing their actual laps as such. I wonder who's the car behind Smitsky. Is that Norwich City? who's retired from the session. Was that Norwich City? That was Norwich City, wasn't it? Oh, it's Brett Bank. Very odd one. Very odd. But as I said, we've got these two that are just up ahead doing their laps at the moment. Ivo, whereabouts is Ivo? He's just coming through turn 3, so he is not going to be finishing before these guys. MCR is just starting his lap now, so we'll stick on board with the Bread Bank, the one in the Ferrari, who's actually now starting to challenge for a few more wins. So we'll keep an eye on the Ferrari man because he's been doing quite well in a few races. So we'll see if he keeps up that form. As I said, at the moment, I'm just trying to see if we can get the standings up. Educk in the chat said decent first run, aiming for that 26.5 again. Fair enough. Good luck. Gary saying I can't even get into the 26s. Well, Gary, you just gotta be faster. And Go saying I get a 5 grid penalty this game, I swear. Don't know. Interesting one, but now Bread Bank just coming around the final chicane, leading up to the final 2 corners. Where will he get put? Into P6, doing a 28.0. So not a bad banker lap from him, to say the least. Just seeing in the chat, Adri wants me to make my voice a bit louder. I'm hoping that's going to be better. That's the loudest I can make it. So hopefully that's a bit better. I'll turn the game down ever so slightly, but hopefully that should be a bit better. Mark's saying, get a better phone, Adri. Good luck, by the way. More engine noise, please. Okay, I will turn that up a bit more. I did just turn it down, but I mean, that's going straight back up. Probably help if I turn this up a little bit, actually. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. Right. You should hear much more engine noise. Hopefully. But let's just have a look. Where is the standings? Here we go. Division 3. So, currently, we have Adri, who is still retaining the lead of the championship. He's on 159 points. With James in second on 126, and Ivor Bryn Mike, after his 2 wins in a row, on 122. So he's only 4 points behind James. So this could be interesting. Ivor Bryn Mike could actually overtake James. In fact, no, sorry, Ivor Bryn Mike isn't actually racing. James has the opportunity to try and build more of a gap ahead of Ivor Bryn Mike. And also, I think that's MCR. Yeah, because MCR is only 11 points behind him with 115 points to his name. Now, if James has a bad race and MCR has a good race, he could overtake him in the standings. And what was James fighting for the lead of the championship was way out ahead. He's now down in second and could potentially be moving down into third tonight. Even fourth if he DNFs. And who's that in fifth? Is that Big W? Yeah, and if Big W wins, for example, MCR gets second and James DNFs, he moves down to fourth in the championship. So it's all little factors that can play into it. And if that is the case, and I think Adri really needs that to happen, because if that's the case, Adri can win the championship at, I think, Belgium. Oh no, Belgium's second class race. What's that race there? Germany, I think? Let's have a look. If, for example, Adri finished... Yeah, so if Adri finished third today, he'll get 174 points. He'll be on 174. Maybe with fastest lap, 175. Gets a win next week. That's 200 points he'll be on. So, for example, if James doesn't score, or if who would be the leader in that then? MCR didn't score any points after that. If he finished second, as I said, for example, that'd be 133 to 200 going into US, going into Germany. So Adri could win the win the championship at Germany, sorry, or Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi looks a more likely one, but there's always that opportunity to win it at that point. As I said, he's on 159 points with James on 126. Ivan Michael on 122, but actually isn't here this afternoon. MCR on 115. And Big W on 102. I think they're probably going to be, well, them and who's the one in 6th? Is that Nico? No, it's Eduk. And Eduk are all still within a chance of winning this title. I think from heated and downwards are no longer in this title fight. I'll double check that before I end up getting my maths wrong. I mean, it's still a load of points up for grabs, but it'd be shocking to say like the top 7, for example, didn't end up finishing, and then someone from the back ended up finishing winning every single race. Again, we'll just have to wait and see how these guys end up going. But reading out the rest of the results, as I said, Eduk is in 6th place on 97. We heated in 7th on 87 points. Nico is in 8th with 80 points. 9th is Mr. Wooter with 73. 10th is Aledi, who actually isn't here once again today, in 49. Smirsky in 11th with 48, so he could move up ahead of Aledi today if he ends up getting at least 2 points. Ryan B is in 12th with 39, with Jasper in 13th on 30, Wakurski in 14th with 29, Frey 15th with 28, Norwich City in 16th with 22, Ghost Recon is in 17th with 15, Dave in 18th with 14, Ricardo TV in 19th with 12 points. Excuse me. Breadbank is in 20th with 10. Car Cannon is in 21st with 9, along with Ibo, who's in 22nd with 9. And Yestin, who's actually rejoining us for this league. He's currently sitting down in last, along with I've just been disconnected. Bit of an odd one. Okay. If anyone in D3 can send me an invite, that would be lovely. I'll just put the hot lap on once again, just whilst I try to get back into session, so bear with me. There we go, I think there we go. Yeah, we're back in the session now, so apologies about that. I don't understand why I ended up lagging out of that. It's a bit strange. But yeah, as I said, throughout the rest of the results, it's just a few people that still haven't yet to score points, such as Craigie, Cam, and Yestin and Cloudy Cloud. They're the only guys that are still yet to score any. In fact, has Cloudy Cloud scored points? Ignore me, Cloudy Cloud has scored points, he scored 3. But other than that, the rest of the guys have not scored any points. just waiting for them to score some points. But now this is coming to the point where it's the business end of qualifying. A few of these guys are now just deciding to retire from the race, retire from quali, sorry, because they haven't got enough time to make another lap. A few guys also on an out lap, and a few guys are actually on a lap. Starting with, I believe we're on board with Heated actually, who's on a out lap, but I'm going to go on board with Frey because I believe he's going straight into the pits. So my suspicion was not very good. Let's see, who else have we got on laps? Adri. Adri is currently on a lap. Our championship leader will keep an eye on him because, as I said, he is currently on a lap at the moment. Coming through the final sector. Going around through Stowe. Don't want to take too much of that curb and end up going too wide because we've actually made it. If there is, then you will get a penalty. And it can be quite a severe one. There we go, Adri crossing the line, does a 27.1, is currently in P2, but I think we will see quite a few other people try and best that, especially this man over here, even though he is ahead of it already. But Big W could be on for another pole position. James did not actually end up making it over the line. Where was he in the end? He was just before the line. So he hasn't ended up making it over the line. Mr. Wooter, I think, will be our final finisher. Where's Smitsky in all this? In fact, Smitsky's behind him, but I think it's not actually on a lap. So Mr. Wooter will be our final finisher. Just trying to see who's going to be the closest one to doing another lap. Adri's going to go into the pits. I think Heated, or is it Educk? It's Educk. So he's currently going along the Hangar Straight now, coming up towards, going through Stowe. Gets a little bit on the grass and actually opts to go in the pits. So we could... Oh, Big W actually ended up only going P4 in the end, so only moving up ahead of Kursk. We've got to keep an eye on Heated. Heated and Mr. Wooter are the final two. Mr. Wooter could take pole. Heated could end up taking pole. Here we go. Heated goes straight into the pits. What about Mr. Wooter? He is our final... He will be our final finisher. So where does he end up qualifying? He's lagging a little bit on my side. Here we go, coming around the final corner now. What does Mr. Wooter end up doing? Is it better than what he does before? It is. He's P6, doing a 27.3. So he ended up, funny enough, the two Mercedes are 5th and 6th. So decent result for the two Mercedes drivers. Going well for them. But Ida, as I said, he is the man to beat at the moment. He is the man on a mission, and he is on pole. So congrats to Educk for qualifying on pole on that one. Adri is in P2, our championship leader. He is looking to extend that gap from James MCR quite a margin. Heated is down in P3 with Big W in 4th. In 5th was Kursk and 6th was Mr. Wooter. 7th, I believe, was Nico with James in 8th, Breadbank in 9th, and Norwich City rounding out the top 10. Yeah. So there, but Norwich City actually, oh no, sorry, Breadbank actually got a 5 grid place penalty along with Ghost, so they must have had a little bit of a collision with each other. Smitsky's down in 11th, but looks like we'll start 10th. Dave will be 11th, but qualified 12th. Ghost qualified 13th, but looks like starting down in 18th. So that will put Frey up into 12th. Ibo will be 13th. So that means Breadbank will be 14th. Frey will be 15th. Craig will be 16th. Is that right? I don't know, we'll just have to see how it pans out. It's confusing. But James, yeah, saying in chat he missed the line just by a second. Had to slow down because he thought Ghost was on a lap. Was unlucky. Educk saying 3 runs invalidated. Unfortunate for you, Educk. But now just waiting for these guys to get their setups and everything done for them. Here we go. I think our drivers are ready for this one. We have... They're just appearing one by one. Looks a bit odd. So Ghost is actually starting down in last. Frey's actually starting in 12th. Redbank 13th. Ibo down in 14th. Craigie in 15th with MCR 16th. MCR's down in 16th? I don't think he managed to actually set a lap then if he's all the way down there. Interesting. But Smirsky and Dave have actually... Smirsky, Dave, Ibo and MCR have all opted to go for the medium. So MCR is looking to see if he can try and take those mediums a long distance to try and catch up to the back of the catch up to the front of that pack, along with Adri's teammate of Smitsky. Eduk is lagging all over my screen, so hopefully that does not have any effect going into the race, and hopefully no one has like a major amount of lag with each other. I said in the race, I've been disconnected once again, and I don't understand why. Hang on a second. I don't understand why this is happening. I haven't even got any spare invites either. At least I've got another invite now, so it's weird. I don't understand why it's doing that. You want me to give it a go? I'll try one more, Mark. If it happens again, then I'll get you in and then switch it around. Because I don't understand why that's doing that. Luckily, I've just joined back at the end of the formation lap, so it's good. Hopefully, we shouldn't have any more issues. Fingers crossed, touch wood, anything. As long as we don't have any more disconnections, hopefully we should be good to go. It's the first time this is actually really happening on my end, so it's a bit strange as to why I keep lagging out, but it's what it is. Oh, don't tell me that means I've glitched the grid. No? Oh, thank God for that. Okay. So that's good. Now we get ready with these 5 red lights. And away the drivers go. And it looks like Elux has gotten a perfect start. Adri has just spun at the beginning of the lap. Has taken out nearly everyone in the bloody field. Well, Kurski's now managed to get himself up into second. Mr. Wu actually managed to escape as well with Breadbank into 4th. Dave down now up into 5th with Ghost in 6th. Sminsky in 7th with Freight in 8th. A lot of these guys you can see have got wing damage. MCR. Oh, there's a spin as well. Ghost has gone off. Who is that has got major wing damage? It's Big W got major wing damage. I think his teammate MCR has the wing damage as well. A lot of these guys have got wing damage. MCR has gotten himself a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I think that will get removed, however. Nico down in 9th with a lot of wing damage as well. Craigie is now up into 10th, and I don't think he's actually got a spot of wing damage. Now up into 9th, getting past Nico. Oh my God, what a start! Fraser ended up spinning. Adric's got no wing. Ghost is lagging quite a bit, but is still hanging on in there. Ibo's got wing damage. Oh my God, what a start that was. I don't think James has wing either. James has no wing. Oh my goodness, what a start. Wow. But now that's promoted the 2 Mercedes into 2nd and 3rd. Dave, who started down 11th in the grid, is now up into 4th on the set of the mediums. So Dave is now actually within a very good shot of possibly winning this race. But he has got the Breadbank to deal with, who is just behind him. Smitsky's actually up in the 6th as well on the mediums. So he's also got a good deal as well. Big W speeds in the pit lane. And the 2 McLarens have ended up pitting. So they will be stacking in the pits. But this battle for P4 is shaping up pretty nicely. as we've got Breadbank all over the back of Dave. Will Dave be able to defend from the Ferrari man? He's gaining on him, looking to go down the inside, coming up towards Brooklands. Not able to get the move done. He's just going to have to slot in behind him for now. Maybe to try to do switchback, but not able to do so. Oh, he has a little bit of lag though, and I think Breadbank is, with him being on the softer compound tyre, he can try and get more traction out of that corner, but he's still having to slot in behind him. Don't try and go too wide through Cops, boys. Not this early. Thank God for that. But all of those back runners now have had to go on a set of the hard compound of tyre. They will try and go to the end with those hards. So, out of them lot now, MCR is actually your front runner. Ironically, it's the top 4. So, either Bryn Mike has been gifted, and same with Edoc. The pair of them have been absolutely gifted, especially considering Mike isn't actually racing tonight. One of those top runners may not end up getting into the points. Maybe even 2 of them may not end up getting into the points. But Breadbank now looking to see if he could go around the outside of Dave, coming up towards the final chicane, not able to do so. Again, he's just going to have to slot in behind him. And Dave is doing a spectacular job of just defending from this Ferrari. But how long will that last, especially with him being on a softer compound of tyre? They aren't fresh either, so Dave is on a set of a fresh set of the mediums. And as I said, doing a spectacular job of just holding this Ferrari behind him. But with DRS now enabled, Dave being 2 seconds behind Mr. Wooter, I think he may be a sitting duck coming up towards Brooklyn. So hang on, we'll have a look now. With the DRS open off Breadbank, looks to go down the inside of Dave in the Haas, and I think that might be moved done. Dave braking quite late as well to see if he can hold it around the outside of the Ferrari. He does look like he's holding it a bit though. He has the inside line of Brooklands as well, and he has been overtaken by Breadbank. So good move from the Breadbanks to get that move done on Dave. But Dave not over yet. Is he looking to go too wide in the Cops? No, he doesn't. Just slots in behind Breadbank, and Breadbank just says see you later and gobbles that place up. So that's now him up into P4 with Dave in to P5. There are yellows in Sector 1, and I believe that is MCR. Where's he gone off? He's actually gone off at Turn 1. So he's got himself even more wing damage now and has actually just decided to leave the session. I did say one of those top guys won't get points, and it looks as if MCR is the one that will not get them points. But now we have a battle for P9 between Ibo and Craig. Both still relatively close with each other, and also Dave's still relatively close with the Breadbank. So we'll have to keep an eye on that battle as well. But with Craigie now having that DRS wide open, Ibo about half a second up the road from him. It's not close enough to get a move done on Ivo, and he's just going to have to stay in P10 at the moment. But already on lap 4, the times are already well spread out with each other. Because of that the start incident. But Craigie now just losing a lot of time to Ibo up ahead of him. Is now already 1.5 seconds behind him. And I think Ibo's well away. However, we have got this battle between the 2 Mercedes, Mr. Wooter and Wakursk. Mr. Wooter only now 2 tenths behind him. And Wakursk has gone off and into the wall. He has lost front wing as well. Wakursk was doing so well running from where he was. Nico has actually ended up retiring as well. I don't know whereabouts that was. I wonder if he's actually also binned it somewhere. He has actually. He's binned it out of the final corner. So Nico now out. Wakursk ended up having ended up spinning off into the gravel after Cops. D3 never fails to amaze me. At this rate, Edoc's going to end up crashing, and somehow bloody Craigie's going to end up winning the race. If things carry on the way they are. There's always still a possibility, but you never know. But Wakursk has now made his way into the pits. I'm assuming he's going to try and opt to go for a set of the medium compounds as well. I think he can make it with the mediums, so I won't be shocked if he tries to end up going with them. Although it does look like he's putting on the white wall of tyres, so he's going on a set of the hards. Not what I would have gone for. Oh wait, hang on. No, they are hards. Yeah. James is also actually retired from the race as well, and there is a safety car. Adri has still got wing missing. So I wonder if he's had a collision with someone up behind as well. As Adri is going very, very slowly. But as Mark has pointed out in the chat, that is huge for Adri. But with that wing damage, he's opting to come in. Is he going to go for a set of the hards as well, a set of the soft mediums even? Said every other compound than the one I thought. So we'll see. Will Adri opt to go for a set of the mediums as well? Perfect time for him to make the pit stop, and especially with all these guys up ahead, these guys on the softs, they are not. What they're going to want to try and make a stop now is the guys on the mediums that are being affected massively by this. Is Enoch opting to come in? Yes, he is. He is going for a set of the mediums as well. Will Mr. Wooter opt to go in? Yes, he does. What about Breadbank? Follows them straight in. So Dave also comes in. So Smitsky will be your race leader. As Dave actually speeds into the pits, I wonder what compound Dame's going to go on, because he's on the mediums. Ghost ends up coming in along with Frey. Will Ibo come in though? We'll keep an eye on Ibo. Will he opt to come into the pits? No, he doesn't. He stays out. So where will Ibo come out in all of this with these pit lanes coming in? Mr. Wooer is the only one that has actually come into the pits who's put on a set of the medium tires. Does Ghost opt to put on a set of the mediums, or is he going for the hards as well? It looks like Whitewall, and it's same for Frey as well. So they're both going for the set of the hards. Oh no, Frey's put on. No, yeah, Frey has put on hards. So Ibo's down in. Ibo's actually now up into 6th. Craigie's now up into 7th. Smitsky is your race leader at the moment, and I think he is doing. The guys on the mediums, I'm shocked that they've actually pit. Don't know my way for footage, guys. Very messy. I think what happened was because it's it happens with me sometimes as well. When Adri accelerated to off the line with no TC, it gets very slidey off the start. So I think what happened was when he must have accelerated a bit too much to the point where it slid him straight into whoever was beside him. I think that may have been heated, and that was that. Unless he ended up getting hit from behind and then smacked into someone, I have no idea. But as I said, Smitsky is now going to be your race leader, so there is still going to be a Renault that is leading the race. Big W has opted to come in the pits along with Adri for a set of the medium compound of tyre. But where is Adri in relation to Big W? Adri is going to be past Big W out of the pit lane. But all of these guys that are stuck on the set of the hards, I don't think that was the strategy, to be honest with you. These guys that are put on the mediums, like Mr. Wuta, Big W, Adri, they are all going to benefit from this massively. Because the hards absolutely suck at this track. I don't think... I think Edunk might... I don't know. Edunk might be okay for this. It's just a matter of if he is, because as I said, Mr. Wooter is behind him on the mediums. Mr. Wooter could be the one that takes this win today for the Mercedes. As Wakursk makes his way into the pit, Craigie's also in the pit. Craigie sticks on a set of the mediums along with Wakursk. So Wakursk has realised his mistake of coming on the hards. Pits for the mediums, but he may end up being behind Adri coming out of the pit. In fact, Adri, no, he won't be. Adri's still just coming down the Hanger Straight, coming up towards Stowe. So Wakursk will stay in 10th position. And this restart is going to be chaotic. I can already tell it will be chaotic. You have a mix of mediums, a mix of the hards. The guys on the hards, they're going to need something good to happen if they want any chance of even still winning this race. As I said, the hards at this track are awful. So I think the one that's actually benefited from it massively is, well, there's two, Mr. Wooter and Smitsky and Ibo. All three of them have benefited massively from doing this. As I said, the hards are bad. Smitsky still, even though they're not fresh set of mediums anymore, they're 6 lap old, he can still go to about lap 15, lap 16, pit for a set of the softs. He'll be almost miles quicker than these guys on the hards. Again, though, it's just waiting and seeing how these guys get on the hards. It could be the fact that Maybe they're just as quick on the hards as what Sminsky is on the mediums. You never know. You never know. But is the safety car coming in this lap? Doesn't look like it. So we've got a safety car for yet another lap. Interesting. Big W and Adri still haven't yet to catch up to the pack as well. So wait for these guys to also catch up to the pack. Well, that's what safety car is anyway. So got another lap on the safety car, and all of this is just hampering the guys on the hard tyres. Safety car will be in this lap, so at the end of this lap, the safety car will be coming in. And with this man leading it at the moment, Smitsky, it has played massively into his hands, not only his, but Mr. Wooter, who has also, as I said, has made that pit stop on a set of the mediums. And all while these laps that the safety car is out, is going to be hampering these guys massively, except Mr. Wooter has actually got himself a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I don't know what that's about. I honestly do not know what that's about, but Craigie's... I don't know what's happened with Craigie, because he's just dropped 2 places. Ghost has picked up a 5-second penalty. I don't know what's going on. Craigie's now down in 12th. Ghost is now somehow 7 seconds behind the guys at the safety car. Kursk and Frey are now overtaking each other. Craigie and Big W are overtaking each other. Craigie's now actually overtaken Adri and Big W. I don't know what is going on. Why is Smitsky dropping down? Smitsky's dropped down. Why is he... I... I don't get what's going on. Breadbank's got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Mr. Wooter. I'm honestly baffled as to what is going on. Somehow Adri has now climbed up 3 places just on the safety car. Smitsky's all the way down in 12th. What is going on? This isn't my lobby being glitched, is it? Frey's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I think the race is about to go underway again because Eduk is now going. Mr. Wooter is only just behind him. Yeah, we are going again. So, what's just happened? That is really confusing. But the top 6 are all 5 seconds ahead of Adri, who's actually in 7th. I don't know how he's made it up to 7th just on the safety car, let alone... That's strange. That is very strange to me. But the top 4, top 6, sorry, as I said, have all made it 5 seconds ahead of Adri, who's down in 7th. Eduk is the one that has managed to stay up ahead with Mr. Woodward down in 2nd, keeping up with the man in the Racing Point, with Breadbank in P3, being 1.5 seconds just behind Mr. Wooter. Dave staying about a half a second gap between Breadbank as well, and then you've got the 2 Williams. Miraculously, again, have somehow managed to make their way up into 5th and 6th. I don't honestly know how. Ibo I can understand because he didn't end up pitting, but Ghost was down in like 11th. So that is odd to say the least, but I think Dave is maybe looking to go for a move on the Breadbank, and I think Ghost is also opting to go for a move on his teammate. I think Ibo is just letting Ghost through. It's looking like what's happening. Smiski has actually ended up retiring from the session. Where has he... I don't know where he's crashed it. I'm assuming... I think I've just seen him in the background. So, Smiski off at Maggots and Beckett's. Ibo is down into 6th place. Oh, Breadbank's gone into the pits. Right, gotcha. I think he must have had a bit of... Or someone's had a collision with Breadbank. Breadbank has now come into the pits to fix his wing once again. And he's also 7 a 5-second stop-go penalty as well. I don't know what is going on this race. Have I missed something? I feel like I've missed something. Either or, I know that Ghost is now in 4th, with Ibo just behind him in 5th. Ibo has still got to make another pit stop, so we'll have to wait and see where Ibo comes out in all of this. He'll end up going on the set of the soft, so he could end up making a late charge through the field, and it will be Ibo's best result as well if he does end up coming through the field, like he has done so far. Adri down in 6th was already making up time to Ibo. 2.5 seconds now is the gap between him and Ibo, with Kursk staying just behind our championship leader. But Kursk, will he opt to go for a move on the man in the Renault? Looks a bit, has a little bit of a wiggle coming out of Chapel, and is just going to have to stay behind the man in the Renault at the moment. I don't think DRS is enabled, so DRS will probably be enabled not this lap, I think next lap as well. We'll see. Enoch comes across the line. He says the fastest lap, but was that DRS enabled as well? I didn't catch it. I don't think it is, so we'll have to just wait and see how these guys end up getting on. See if there is any DRS. I don't think there is at the moment though. But Adri is already half a second behind Ibo. Adri has been absolutely blessed with what has actually happened in this entire race. Absolutely blessed. Especially from that start. DRS is enabled because Adri has got DRS to Ibo. Now Adri going down the inside of Ibo, coming up towards Brulens, and that is now Adri into P5, and is now going to try and chase down Ibo's teammate of Ghost in the other Williams on the set of the hards. Somehow, Eduk has pulled out a 2-second gap to Mr. Wuta, even though Eduk is on a set of the hards. So, Eduk making these hards work a treat. The question is, will the man in yellow be able to catch up to the Pink Panther, who is just striding away from these guys, well, from 2nd down to 4th? He's absolutely getting away with it. As Kursk also gets past Ibo. Both going side by side up towards Stowe, but Ibo just backs out of it and then ends up giving up that position, which allows Big W to see if he can try and get a move done on Ibo now. Both going side by side into the final chicane. Ibo has to cut it a little bit of contact between the pair of them, and Ibo is now down into 8th position. I don't know what had happened there. I don't know if it was Ibo just not given enough space, or it just looked like a bit of lag that also happened. Again, an odd one. But nothing odd of what's been going on in this race. Wait, has Ibo got wing damage now? Oh yeah, no, Ibo hasn't pit yet, so he has still got that wing damage. So that's why he's losing places like crazy. But Adri now already within half a second as well of Ghost. Just up ahead of him. This will be for P4, and this will be a net P4. As all these guys up ahead have actually, well, first through down to 7th have all made their pit stops, along with Frey, who's down in 9th. Craigie in 10th, with Breadbank in 11th, who's made a 2nd stop. And you've got MCR's Ghost. So everyone now, other than MCR, will score points if they do finish 90% of the race. So they've got to get up to lap 24 or 25. My maths isn't crap. I think it's 24. But here we got Adri now eyeing up a move on the Williams, just up ahead going in towards Stowe. Will he look to go around the outside of Ghost? No, he doesn't. He may try and go for a switchback though on him, as he is on a softer set of the tyres. Now going down the inside of the chicane on the Williams. I think gets the move done on a Ghost, does try to fight it, but no, that is the move done on Adri. He has managed to get up into P4 and is now going to look to try and chase down Dave, who is only 2 seconds up the road from him as well. But Kursk now also looking to see if he can go for a move down on Ghost for P5. The Williams did look like it was looking a bit strong. It looks like they have their best finishes so far of the season, but I think it's just going to, because they're on a set of the hards, I think they're just going to look to go for probably 6th or 7th would be their best finish. But Ghost has still got that DRS to Adri, so Kursk won't be able to go for a move as of yet. I think once DRS has been broken is when he will look to pounce. Although Ghost has a little bit of a move, is lagging quite a bit, so it's gonna put Wakursk off, but was maybe looking to see if he can go down the inside, going up towards Cops. He's right behind the Williams, and is just gonna have to stay behind the Williams at the moment. So Kursk now down in is still having to stay in 6th position. Ghost is decent defending and staying in 5th. And Adri's almost pulled out that second gap from him and Ghost. In fact, has already pulled out that second gap. So Ghost doesn't have any DRS. Well, Kursk with the DRS open now, going down the inside, going in towards Stowe. Will Ghost look to hold it around the outside? He does keep the outside line. Going through Stowe. It's a terrible camera angle, and Wakursk is actually going to have to stay down in 6th. So Ghost doing a good job of defending from the man in the Mercedes. And it's just going to, yeah, Wakursk is going to have to stay down in 6th at the moment. As the two Ferraris do end up swapping, the Bredbank and Craigie just swapping positions. So Bredbank now up into 10th. And he's looking to see if he can chase down the likes of Ibo or Frey. But Wakursk actually going down the inside of turn 4 on Ghost. Both still side by side. I think Wakursk got the move done, but Ghost doesn't even actually have the DRS. Wakursk is the one with the DRS. But Ghost is looking like he's got quicker straight line speed, looking to see if he can maybe get a switchback done going through Brooklands. And it's just going to have to slot in behind Wakursk. That is him now down in 6th. Wakursk now up into 5th. And looking to see if he can probably get challenged by Big W as well. James saying in the chat, can Adri get it to the end on that set? I believe he can. It will be close, but yeah, I think he can get to the end on that set of mediums. And same with same with the guys that will pit under the safety car with for the mediums. Ghost picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. And to be honest, I don't know what is going on with the penalty situation. I don't know if any penalties are going to be removed because of what had happened with, I think, the Ghost of MCR. Ghost is looking to see if he can go down the inside of Wakursk going up towards Stowe. It's just going to have to slot in behind him. And I think that is now Wakursk just solidified for P5. But as I said, with what happened there, there's got to be a lot of people that are going to be putting in stewards or Crieries, so the steward is going to have a lot to deal with tonight. Oh, Wakursk has just spun in front of Ghost. That's the second spin the man has had, and I think he's lost his front wing he's lost front wing as well. Wakursk, again, that's the second spin that he's had. And I know turn 1 and 2 can be very dodgy, but that's just how it's going to have to be at the moment. Wakursk now down into 8th is going to probably look and make another pit stop. Maybe try and go on a set of the sauce to the end of the race. We'll have to wait and see. Ibo is still yet to make his pit stop, but I'm assuming he's going to be coming in either this lap or next lap. So we'll keep an eye on the man in the Williams to see where he does end up coming out. As I have only just realised that Big W has gotten past Ghost. I do apologise about that. It must have happened down the straight leading up towards Brooklands. And Ghost is still within the DRS of Big W, but I don't think he's going to be able to go for a move on him. Yeah, he's just going to have to stay behind Big W at the moment. Adri has closed up to Dave quite quickly and is now only within a second of the man in the Haas. So, will Adri get past Dave? And if he, well, I mean, it does look like he will, but when will be the question? As Wakursk and Ibo both make their way into the pits, both end up speeding into the pits. So not good for them. It's gone from bad to worse for Wakursk. Ibo is looking to see if he can get his wing change. He will have that 5-second penalty leading up towards the end of the race. Both of them, I think, opting to go for a set of the softs. Yeah, Wakursk got softs, so Ibo must be going on a set of the softs. Yep. As Adri is now only 3 tenths behind Dave on the hards. Adri is just, I can't believe what has happened. He has just been gifted from what happened at the beginning of the race. Smitsky saying in the chat that his car wouldn't accelerate. That's a strange one. But here we go. Adri now. DRS open, looking to go around the outside of Dave, going in towards Stowe. Dave not opting to give away that position, so they're both going side by side through Stowe. Adri going around the outside of Dave into Stowe, and what a move that was for the man in the Renault. That is now him up into P3, and is now only 6 seconds behind the likes of Mr. Wooter, and only 10 seconds behind E-Duck. E-Duck is on those hards. Mr. Wooter has dropped off quite quickly from E-Duck as well. So Adri is going to see if he can probably try and catch up with the likes of Mr. Wutar or E-Duck, and even maybe try and snag this win. Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure those two up ahead have got penalties. And quite a bit of them. Because of what had happened during the safety car. Again, I don't know what had happened throughout that, but that's just what happened. Big W has actually also come into the pits for a set of stuff, so he's looking to see if he can try and snag the fastest lap point as well. Ibo has actually come out ahead of Wakursk. I didn't realise that. So Wakursk was actually ahead of Ibo before going into the pit stops. Both ended up having to get both got a 5-second time penalty for it, and Ibo is now up ahead of Wakursk. But Wakursk now all over the back of Ibo. Will he go for a move? Going in towards turn 1 or 2, maybe even towards turn 3 and go for a late lunge. Has to back off a little bit slidey through turn 1. He doesn't want the same thing happening, so he goes very cautious. Goes for that dive in towards turn 3. Both side by side now going through turn 4. Ibo holds that up ahead. So good battling from the pair of them. Although Wakursk looks like he's got the much better run, much more traction. Coming out on that corner, now coming down the straight. He is already gotten past Ibo, and that is Ibo now down into 10th. Wakursk into P9. As there are yellows in sector 1. Is that Craigie? I think it is. He is going very slowly going through turn 1 and turn 2. So I don't know what happened with him, but he's now 30 odd seconds behind the likes of Ibo and Wakursk. As there's the others in sector 2 and sector 3 as well. Is that? Don't tell me that's one of the guys up ahead. I don't. Who is that? Oh, it's Ibo. He's got no front wing. Oh dear. So Ibo without a front wing is going to have to go straight into the pits and maybe try and opt to go for another set of the softs. And with that 5-second stop go as well, he's going to have to serve it. But just keeping an eye on this as well between Dave and Adri. Dave is not actually dropping back from Adri. He does say he's a second behind, but he has still got a DRS to the man in the Renault. And with him being on a harder compound, coming in towards the later stages of the race, Dave might be in with a shot. Even though I said the hards are bad, E-Duck is making them work, Dave's making them work. Maybe stuff's changed. But Adri has now pulled out that 1-second gap from Dave. And again, I think Mr. Wooter has quite a few penalties because of what happened with the safety car, and I'm pretty sure, I don't think E-Duck does actually. So I think E-Duck has already solidified for first, unless he does end up spinning somewhere. Got Ivor Mike in the chat. He has, as I said, Mike, you have been absolutely gifted with what has happened. So James has now got no points. MCR's now got no points. So you're still in third at the moment. Big W is in 8th. Adri's in 3rd with E-Duck. I said E-Duck's in 1st. Where will that put E-Duck if he does end up finishing 1st? 25 points. That puts him dead level with yourself, Mike. So we're going to have a 6-way battle for this championship. Big W, as I said, in 8th at the moment. That will get him 5 points. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so he'll be on 5 points. He'll get an extra 5. Where will he go? With that fastest lap is 6, so he'll be on 108. Is Heated on the race? No, Heated is out the race. Nico out. Mr. Wooter in second, 73, so he'll be put on to 91 points. So he'll go up ahead of Heated and Nico. Yeah, so it's going to be a six-way fight for first. At the moment, but Adri's still in third place, so can't be happy with that. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Understandable. Big W puts in yet another fastest lap time and is closing that gap up to the bread bank ever so quickly. Apologies about that. Excuse me. Yeah, Big W already now coming up to that second with the red bank just up ahead of him. Has Big W actually got DRS? No, he doesn't. So he's going to have to try and do this on his own accord without the DRS, or he's just going to have to wait until after Magnus and Beckett's, as there are yellows in Sector 2. Who is that? Is that not, it's not one of the top guys, is it? Doesn't look like it. I don't know who that was. It may have been Craigie, actually. May have been, I don't know. But Big W now with the DRS open on the bread bank. He's closing up on him, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get a move done as of yet. So he's just going to have to slot in behind the man in the Ferrari and maybe try and go for a lap. Try and go for a move on the next lap. As Frey's also actually closed up that gap. I didn't see this. Frey's closed up that gap to Ghost. Breadbank actually picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. So at the moment, Big W will be ahead. Again, I'm not too sure about the penalty situation. I don't know what's going on with penalties as such. But as I said, Frey is now already within that second gap of Ghost. So Frey is also looking to see if he can go past the man in the Williams. As Big W looking to go around the outside of the Breadbank. Going in towards Brooklands. Goes around the outside. Breadbank just says, just after place. And that's now Big W up into P7. So now he is looking to see if he can try and charge down the likes of Frey, the likes of Ghost. I know it's 22 seconds behind and there's only about 5 laps to go of the race. It's gone very quickly. But it's also dependent on penalties. We don't know what is happening with the penalty situation at the moment. Frey is only 3 tenths behind Ghost. Backs off a little bit earlier as Ghost takes a bit of an inside line. So we'll compromise his run a little bit. But it doesn't look like he'll compromise it that much as Frey still stuck behind the American. And Ghost actually doing a pretty good job up in P5, although it has a little bit of a slide coming out of turn 4. So that's going to compromise his run a little bit, and that's going to allow Frey to see if he can try and get the pounce on the man in the Williams. DRS is now open, going down the inside of the Ghost in the Williams. Will they go side by side, going through Brooklands? Frey still on the inside line. Is Ghost looking to see if he can go for a switchback? He does, but he's not able to do that, and that is him now down into 6th. Frey, good move, now up into P5. As his yellows in sector 2, and Ghost has actually spun it. Oh dear. Oh dear. So with Ghost spinning that, Big W is now going to have an absolute increase. Or that time is going to go down massively. There you go. 10 seconds that time's just gone down by. So will Big W... There's still that opportunity of him being able to get past Ghost. It's now dropped down to 8 seconds. Again, there's still that opportunity of him being able to get past. as the gaps are all pretty spread out at the moment. Closest battle going on is this one with Big W. In fact, it's the one with Ibo and Craigie. Also along with Big W and Breadbank, but Big W did get past Breadbank, and he's on a softer compound tyre compared to what the Breadbank is as well. Was Kursk actually picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, but I don't know if he's going to have any. Well, he's nowhere near him, to be honest with you, so. Yeah, this closest battle is one with Big W and Breadbank, but I think we'll go on board with the man that has actually been leading this entire race. He hasn't had exactly much screen time because of what's been going on in the midfield / the back end of the grid. And to be fair, he's kept it perfect throughout. I'm surprised he ended up going on a set of the hards, but at the moment it looks like it was the strategy to go for, because it looks like David is actually starting to close back up to Adri. Ever so slightly. In fact, no, it looks like David's still losing time, so. But yeah, he's been absolutely spot on throughout the whole race. Even with that safety car mayhem. I don't even know if you can call it that. He's now 7 seconds ahead of Mr. Wuto, who, by the way, is on a softer compound tyre. Was getting away from him, even though he's on a softer compound tyre. Educk has just kept it absolutely spot on throughout. There's Mr. Wuto just in the background there. Mr. Wuto's actually had a pretty good race himself as well. Mike saying if he was racing tonight, it'd make the championship interesting. So Craigie picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. But if you guys are more than welcome to, Division 1 is also currently going on at the moment. I believe there's going to be rain in the race for that, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Now we are on the final lap of the race, and again, Educk again has just kept it absolutely spot on throughout the entire race. I don't know what penalties are looking like. I don't know what has happened throughout that entire race, because that was absolutely something else. But I do know one thing, that this man will be the one that will finish on our top step as long as he keeps it the way he is going through this final lap. And I believe this will be Educk's third win of the season. No, sorry, it was his second win. His first win was only actually at Italy. So he's picked it up and has improved massively since Italy. I think his highest points finish before then was P5, but again, now up. He won it in Italy, got third last week in Austria, got fourth in Canada, and he looks like he is about to take the win once again for the one in the Silverstone. It was a weird race. I don't know what is going to go on after this, and I don't know what is going to happen. But one thing I do know is this man will be your winner for the British Grand Prix for Division 3. Congratulations to Eduk for winning on that one. A very chaotic race, but again, kept it clean throughout, and that's him. He's won it. So congratulations to him. Mr. Wuta comes home to finish in P2. Meanwhile, Adri coming across the line after what was an to be quite honest, a dreadful start, but has managed to get himself up on the third step of the podium despite what had actually happened throughout that entire thing, which again to me is absolutely shocking. So congratulations to him. Dave, I think that's his highest place finish so far. Dave actually finishing in P4, so good job from him. Frey into 5th with Big W actually finishing ahead of Ghost in 6th. Ghost did finish ahead of him, but I had too many penalties, so Ghost now down in 7th with Big W in the 6th. Congrats to him. Breadbank in 8th with Kursk in 9th. Irbo in P10 and Craigie in 11th, and the rest of the guys ended up DNFing, so unlucky from them. The session no longer exists. I think that just rounds up the whole thing. I'm now no longer in a party due to a network error, so I don't know what has gone on with that, but I think that's just how that rounds it off. So thank you guys for watching. Congratulations once again to Eduk, to Mr. Wuta, and to Adri for finishing on the podium. Dave for finishing on his highest position points, I think, so far, and I think with Frey as well finishing on his highest points. Once again, my name has been J. Cole. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next week for the USA Grand Prix.